So let me start at the beginning. I found pole in 2011. I was 210 pounds after the birth of my first child, and I was looking for a different way to exercise and lose some weight. And as you can see, throughout the years, I did just that. I didn't change anything. I didn't add any different exercises or weight training. I didn't start running. I didn't change my diet, nothing like that. And just from pole, I lost a total of 81 pounds in those couple of years. I won numerous pole competitions at that point. I was the co-owner of Polecat Studio in Allentown, which was our previous studio before Abstract Aerial Academy. And it's just been really great. There's so many different kinds of benefits that come along with pole dancing that most people don't know about. You can take a look at this chart. It kind of breaks it down in a more easy to see fashion. But you are working on your strength and your flexibility and your grace. I mean, this is something that really helps alleviate your joint pressure, spinal compression, releases tension. Core strength is incredible. It's an entire full body workout all the time, regardless if you feel like you're working out or not. It releases endorphins, it promotes self-esteem and flexibility, and it creates long lines instead of bulk. So you'll see people that do Pilates and yoga as a form of keeping in shape, and that's because they don't want to weight train, because they don't want to get bulky and bigger. Some people do. Mostly men would like to get bigger, women want to get smaller. So this is something in regards to a good workout for women. And it also helps increase your metabolism and promotes weight loss, obviously, which I achieved. So, and this is kind of where we come in. Pole is different from things like Pilates and yoga because we do want you guys to have a good time. We want you guys to have confidence and have a good attitude when you come into the studio and when you leave the studio. So we always joke about that. This is a quote taken from one of our students, Jewel Bolden. She's been with us, she was with us at Polecats, and she's traveled with us to Abstract Aerial Academy now. And she said, Abstract Aerial Academy is a great new studio. There's a wide variety of classes, including many unique ones with many class times. The environment is friendly and welcoming, and the instruction is great too. There's something for everyone, so everyone should try it. And I just love that review that she left for us. And as you can see, we have a lot of different things that we like to teach. We're the only studio in the area that actually gives classes to children. So we promote, we actually have a kids team for competition, just like a regular dance studio. Their favorite thing to do is we teach tumbling. So they do the flips and the bridges and things like that. They love our lyra. It's an aerial hoop. It's a hoop that is suspended. It's made out of steel, and they do a lot of really fun tricks on it. You saw some of that stuff prior in the first video, and I'll show you some more later. We also do some really fun incentives. We have, you know, the junior aerialist of the month, and we have the adult aerialist of the month as well for students that are really pushing themselves to train harder and get their new tricks. And then we also pride ourselves in having really different apparatuses. So this is our aerial anchor, which is my personal favorite, which was custom made. And that's really fun to play on. And the nice thing too is I have hosted the competition team for 7 years. I've been training these women to compete in pole competitions. And in those last 7 years, every single one of my students have placed in the top 3. So it's always really wonderful because it promotes the fact that we have an exceptional competition team. And we're really happy to be bringing the children into that as well. So these are some of the derogatory things that you might hear when people find out that you're into pole fitness or a pole dancer. Some of these, you know, oh, do you teach naked? You know, you seem too smart for that. You're too lazy for a real workout. You know, you're a bad mom. You wear less clothes for attention. You know, there are tons of things that we have heard over the years, and it's a shame because honestly, there are some things that people need to know to kind of get their facts straight. We're not all strippers. But the other thing is too, being a stripper is not a bad thing. We do not treat anybody differently from what kind of working environment they come from. Obviously, women in those environments would like to come to us so that way they can work safely with a pole if that is what is in their environment. We need our skin to grip the pole. So yes, we might be wearing less clothes, but it's only because our skin is what keeps us attached to the pole. Without it, we would fall and break our bones. It's actually a very dangerous sport. The other thing is, with other apparatuses, like that aerial hoop you saw earlier, that anchor, we actually have to be covered to fly. So you need to cover your skin, because I don't know if you guys have climbed a rope in gym class. If you slip, you get that terrible rope burn. Well, that goes for those other apparatuses that are covered in like these thick athletic tapes. If you aren't wearing clothing, you're going to burn your skin. So our children love it just as much as we do. It's like a big jungle gym to them. They come in, they've got crash mats, and they've got, you know, it's basically little monkey bars hanging all over the place. Many different types of styles. There is exotic, there's also contemporary, there's lyrical. We even have like jazz, we even have like entertainment, which is all based around comedy. So there's definitely a style for anybody. Another important thing is you can dive without proper training. People have seen Cirque du Soleil performers, and a lot of them train for their whole lives, because doing things like this is so dangerous. Sometimes you're 20, 30 feet off of the ground, so if you don't have proper training and you fall, you can die. So it's very important that you don't just order one of these, you know, apparatuses off Amazon and tie it to a tree and be like, oh, I can figure this out. It's very important that you have somebody skilled and knowledgeable in these fields to help you, because it's not something that you can just pick up on your own most of the time, especially as things get harder. Yes, maybe like the first level you can learn the basics like anything, but when you need to start doing things that are more dangerous, you need to take into account that it's going to affect you in the long run. Men can and do pole dance. There's so many men around the world. It's definitely more prevalent in Europe and other countries, especially Russia, but the men are very heavily involved in this sport. It's not always sexy. It can be very brutal. I say this because the calluses that you get, the bruising, the cuts, the scrapes, the broken bones, it all comes with this, just like any other sport. And lastly, I would like to say that Katie Coates, who is in the UK, she is the head of the International Pole Sport Federation, has been working hard for a decade now to make this an Olympic sport. And they have, I think, 60 countries that are now on board. So it's getting there. It's coming. So I just want to leave you with this video. This is a clip of our Christmas show, so you can kind of see what we're about.
Our oldest is 72. You are never too old to love the world. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black heel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch, Mr. Grinch. You're a house and empty home. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch, Mr. Grinch. Your brain is full of spiders, you've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
So we really hope that you will join our family one day. Please visit abstractaerial.com. This is a real business. So if you are interested, especially now during the quarantine, we are offering classes online. And, you know, come see what we're all about.